we wanted to get ahead of the Commonwealth Games and look at the fact that you're going to be there. So home games, you're defending champion, you must be chomping at the bit to get to that.
Yeah, it'd be really exciting. I actually lived on the Gold Coast for 2 years prior to this year, so I know the city quite well and the people and the town, and I think it'll just be absolutely electric. I think it'll be really great, and going into as defending champion, having a home games is really special as well. I think my first Commonwealth Games was 2006 in Melbourne, and that was my first exposure to senior international competition. So I had my family and friends there, my coach, everybody, and so I thought that was kind of normal. And then you obviously go on and you tour the world and compete in every city that you can think of, and then to have a home games again is really, really special. So I cannot wait.
A look at your sporting CV gives us an insight into the love affair you've had with both the shot put and the discus. But for those who don't know, tell us a little bit about where that journey started.
So I started little athletics in Australia when I was about 4 years old. I loved shot and disc, also loved hurdles.
At 4 years old?
Yeah, I love doing everything. Cool. I kind of always had a good arm on me, people said. I was able to just get out there and smack it, like it was had quite a fast arm. So when I was about 8, I went along to the local coach just for some fun and trained once a week for shot put and discus, and I tried javelin as well. I did 1 year of hammer. So I tried everything.
Fair enough.
Yeah, I tried everything. Shoulder definitely didn't like javelin, but I liked and was always pretty good at shot and discus. So I've actually been with the same coach for 20 years now, since I was about 8 years old.
So when was the moment that you decided to take it on seriously? What was it that convinced you that you had some talent?
I think just being competitive, making it like winning zone, going through the region, winning that, winning state champs, being able to do it in school and at outside athletics. I think maybe winning my first national championships and breaking a record was kind of a bit of, I got an idea that, maybe I could be pretty good at this. And it was only when I was about 16 that I said, right, I think I want to go to the Olympics. Kind of made that connection, and that was what happened with senior athletics. And yeah, I thought, well, hopefully my first chance is in Beijing when I was 20 years old, which I was successful in making, and kind of thought that London might be the best chance to maybe win a medal. But we're 3 Olympics in, and I think 6 World Championships and 3 Commonwealth Games, and still love it and still have a list of things that I want to achieve before I retire.
Who inspires you, or who's inspired you along that way, on that journey? You mentioned your coach. I'd imagine he'd be one of... He?
Yeah, he. Yeah. Dennis...
Presumptuous of me.
No, most throws coaches are men in their 60s. Very big generalisation, but most of them are. Dennis has been fantastic. He's kind of been like a father figure to me. Helped me through highs and lows. He's taken me from a little athletics 8-year-old into a Commonwealth champion and a world champion, and I was the youngest member on the team going to Beijing Olympics. So he's been a big inspiration to me. He's not only taught me how to throw, with a lot of the technical aspects, but taught me how to train like a professional, what it meant to be a professional and have that real attention to detail, and taught me about the event. He's really pushed me. Like he's a nice, quiet little old Englishman, but he has a really high standard. And so I think we work really well together. I give him feedback, and we both kind of have grown together as we've both gotten older and become more experienced.
So he would have got a medal from London as well, right?
Yes.
That must be a nice moment then for you guys. Then,
that was a big motivator for me when I heard that they were giving out coaches' medals for London medalists. I just had a cheeky little smile on my face, I think, for the whole year, thinking, I'm going to get Dennis a medal. I'm going to get Dennis a medal. So that was really, really, really nice that I was able to present that to him after such a good performance, and he was there in the stands clapping, and he was really chuffed. And it's very much teamwork for us. It's not just me. It's not just him. I've been able to surround myself with a really good team, and this is a team effort. So it was awesome to be able to give him a medal at the end of it.
The weather in the Gold Coast is going to be a lot better than it was in Scotland 4 years ago. But aside from the sun, what else are you looking forward to in respect to the Commonwealth Games next year?
I think the crowds and the lifestyle of the Gold Coast is really, really cool. Everyone's really laid back. The beach is right there. the lifestyle and the scenery is just beautiful. So I think Australians love their sport, Gold Coast loves their sport, so I think they'll really get behind. They'll pack the stadiums out, they'll be cheering really loudly. I guess similar to London crowds, they know their sport, so they know what's a good high jump, what's a good women's discus throw, what's a good men's 100 time. So I think the crowd and the people will really get behind it. I think the weather will be beautiful. I think people who haven't been to Australia will be absolutely astonished at how beautiful the Gold Coast is and the lifestyle. The beach is right there. It's it'll be really great.
I was lucky enough to be in Melbourne in 2006 for the Commonwealth Games. So compare the Kilda Beach for me to Gold Coast Beach. Is there a comparison to be had?
Oh.
And I'm not trying to get you in trouble.
Yeah, I'd say the Gold Coast beaches are a lot rougher.
Right. Oh, are they?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. So especially Burleigh Beach, it's quite. You have to be pretty good swimmer.
Okay.
You have to be able to hold your own if you're going to go in Burleigh.
Okay.
A lot of the times, you've kind of make it back to the sand and you're puffing because you've just been smashed by waves.
Yeah.
But it's just really white, beautiful sand. Yeah, it's a lot more surfing goes on the Gold Coast. Yeah, it's just a lot rougher.
I mean, I'm looking forward to it. I can't get it wrong. That year though, 2006, you mentioned you were the youngest on the Commonwealth Games team. Would that be right?
I think I was 17 at the time, so I might have been one of the youngest.
Because you just won the World Junior Championships that year as well, right?
Yeah, so
06?
Com Games were in March and the World Juniors were in August, but I'd won the World Youth previous.
So that was a busy year for you. Was that kind of a breakthrough year? Would you have looked at that and thought, you know what, I'm actually hitting the marks I'm supposed to, I'm heading in the right direction? Yeah,
I achieved a lot that year. I think Commonwealth Games was a big stepping stone because I was in 4th place going into the last round and I had to overtake Beatrice Famawina, who was a world champion. So yeah, that was amazing to be able to win a bronze medal there. My first senior international competition. I was petrified the whole time, but it came out in my favour, and yeah, it gave me a lot of confidence going into World Juniors because we went back to junior level. But I really wanted to throw well there and threw a PB at 60.63, I think it was. So that was a big stepping stone as well. And I think I got selected for the World Cup. It was back then in Athens. So that was open seniors. I remember competing against Franca Deitch, who was a 2 or 3 time world champion at that point.
Yeah, right,
So that was really intimidating, but it was great. I think I came about 6th in that, and a few of them patted me on the back and saying good throw, because I think I threw 59 at that point. So I thought, wow, this is what it is. This is the top level, and it kind of gave me a taste for it. And I thought, yeah, I want to be here. This is what I want to do.
Cherishable moments.
Yeah.
You mentioned in the press conference in London that you used to train with Sally Pearson in the Gold Coast, is that right? Or
yeah, we would train at the same track. Every now and again we'd run into each other.
I wanna talk about the significance of her, as an Australian athlete and what she means to not just yourself but the whole country.
Yeah, Sally has become an icon. I think pretty much. She was very successful as a young girl in Beijing, and I always remember her face as she was crossing the line and just the disbelief and the excitement. It still gives me goosebumps to think about. And then she had an absolute cracker of a year in 2011 and ran really, really fast and got very close to the world record at the time. And she had the hopes of all of Australia going into the London Olympics. And I remember we were standing around waiting for the opening ceremony, and a lot of other athletes who were quite well-known Australian athletes were coming up to her and saying, good luck, can I have a photo with you? I really hope you do well, I hope you win. And she turned around and said, she goes, wow, it's just hit me just how much pressure is on me to win this. She was on all of the ads. She was basically the face of the Australian Olympic team, and to go out and have that amount of pressure on her was simply amazing. To win, to run the Olympic record was just phenomenal. I was so happy for her, and to see what she has gone through the last 2 years in 2015 and 16. Those were the years that I lived on the Gold Coast. I was there when she broke her wrist really badly.
So you've been privy to all of that journey, that rehab.
Yeah. She's no one knows how hard it was for her except for her and probably her husband Kieran. But she broke her wrist very, very badly, and then to have kind of niggles and hamstring tears and that, and to miss the Olympics last year hurt her a lot. So for her to come back now, not just be in fantastic shape, but to make it to make it to the championship after 2 years of not making it and then win is a credit to her and how mentally tough she is. You know, a lot of people might have thought Kendra Harrison was going to win that race at the World Championships.
She's favourite, really.
Yeah, she's got a scorching time for the season, but I've always said that Sally is a big time performer. She's a championship performer, and
she's a competitor. That's
yeah,
for sure.
she is. She is. If she's on that start line, you can never rule her out. So she's amazing, and yeah, I'm so happy for her.
It's your birthday following the games next year. Is that right? It's in May. Is it March, April, May? It's a big one as well. It's a big birthday, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's a significant one.
Me. Just had the last one.
I'm just gonna. I mean, I looked at you. You know, when I'm doing my research, I'm looking. I thought, that could be the best birthday you ever had.
It could be. Yeah. I plan on hopefully celebrating a lot post Commonwealth Games win. That's the plan.
Well, I'd like to be involved in those celebrations, you know, if it all goes your way, because that's going to be a hell of a party, right?
Yeah, kick off the year right. That would be awesome.
Finally, if you registered a personal best on your way to winning a silver at the World Championships, I mean, what would it mean if you were to register a personal best on your way to winning gold at the Commonwealth Games next year? Retaining your title, winning in front of you.
That would be phenomenal. You know,
would there be anything in your career that could beat that?
Winning world champs is always up there for me, and because that was a personal best throw as well in 2009.
In Berlin, right? That's right.
Yeah. So that was a personal best. So I think PBs are just phenomenal, especially as you've been in it. I've been in it for a long time. They're kind of few and far between. They don't happen as often as they do when you're younger. So that's why I was so ecstatic when I came with my PB throw about a week ago. So. To throw a PB at Commonwealth Games on home soil in front of family and friends, I have about 50 members of my family and friends who have said, yeah, we've got our tickets, we're going to be there. My husband's friends, work colleagues and that. So it's going to be really big. So it'll be awesome to win in front of them and hopefully in PB shape. I'd love to be able to break the 70 metre barrier in front of my coach and, you know, in my home country.
Good luck.
Yeah, thanks a lot.
Thank you.